pleasure to give another fair shake review to you about Brail Watson, my favorite artist ever. He's just dropped a singer-songwriter EP called The Demo. This one is definitely really grounded into making sure you listen to the words and the message, and the production is kept as simple as it can be, while just emphasizing what the words are really about. So on this one, the production definitely is supposed to take a little bit more of the backseat, even though it is definitely extremely well done. And I will make notes about each of the tracks, about what I like, what the production on it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go in it track by track, because I already have notes down for each of these songs, and instead of going straight off the cuff. Yeah. So What If Forever? This is a song that has been released before, but it has been reworked a little bit, and this song, man, just kind of has to deal with the fear of a relationship failing. Sometimes, you know, we've had a relationship that we thought was going to be the one, and then even after maybe even years of that having that relationship, it still ends up falling apart towards the end. So that kind of gets you afraid of what the future can hold with your next relationship. And this one kind of really delves into that, and just asking, you know, what if forever isn't really meant for us? Like, how are we supposed to, you know, be together if we don't know if it's really going to last, especially since that's something that we both want to happen but are unsure if it will happen. And then just kind of coming to by the end of the track, he just kind of comes to terms with, you know what, me thinking like that is what can actually ruin the relationship itself, because if I'm so worried about me losing it, it's not gonna, you know, allow me to enjoy the time that we have and make the most of it, because I'm just worried so much about losing it that we don't enjoy the time that we are together. And this is like a real simple piano and voice track here, with a little bit of harmonies in there, and it is stacked just beautifully enough, and he even just kind of breaks down the meaning of the song towards the end too. That I feel was a nice way to make it personal for the listener, to really reach out and be like, hey, this is what made me write this song, and why I feel this lesson is something that lesson that I can always keep, but also share with you. That way you can learn from it too. Then I Love Our Hands, man. I Love Our Hands is another good track. On here, I just say the concept of the song is very touching, especially since he's writing this after, you know, his sight of him and his wife's hands together, being in an interracial relationship. So just seeing, you know, them being able to come together despite the racial differences, and then you even think maybe different ideological differences they may have had, but how they're able to to go ahead and overcome that, and how our hands kind of signify our openness to try and reach out for what's good in the world, and especially in a relationship. And this one on the production side had some really good parts with the hand percussion and the strings and synths that were added in there to really help bring a crescendo throughout the track as well. So definitely highlight. All of these songs are highlights, man. I'm sorry. This isn't actually a fair shake review. This is a full biased review. But We Got Love is another really great song, and it's actually very dynamic, as there's a few different tempo changes, and it even switches up a little bit from a little bit of piano to a little bit of organ, and it's actually interesting to find out that this song kind of really has to deal with his relationship with his mom, and how some just thinking about it, how it's not always expressed deeply. He decided to put it in song, that way he could allow her to truly know how deeply he feels about their relationship, and how everything that they've gone through, all the memories they shared, and all the things that are precious between them are truly appreciated. And it's a really fantastic track. After All is another really cool conceptual track that just kind of has to deal with the nature of things, and how it seemed that he was pretty much like drawn as if by fate or by God himself to be with his wife, and just how it's great that God's creation, from everything in nature to the way humans are, and the relationships that they can create are something that is truly amazing, and something to be in awe of, and I think that this track is really good, and has some really interesting embellishments in the production itself that definitely can catch your ear, but don't distract you from what's being said too. That I think is really nice, and also the ending has like some really cool vocal production on there too, with a bit of the effects that are added with the vocal harmonies. So it was really great listen. And then it ends off with Edge of Forever, which almost seems like a late like mid-90s type of R&B track, which I really enjoyed, even with it being mainly just piano and voice. And what's cool about this song is that he even mentions that he envisioned wanting to propose to his wife up on a rooftop by singing this song. And just kind of this whole song really just kind of puts on the table, it's like, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I want to try and make our love last forever. So just meet me on the edge of forever, and we can go on and have this wonderful relationship despite the ups and downs that might come with it. We're going to be able to triumph with the love that we have. And that mug is awesome, and just also on timing, and how God will help him through that journey as well. And there's also a bit of cello that he played upon it that is also really, really nice. And yeah, it's definitely another one of my favorites, because the Forevers, man, both of the Forevers are just like the top of my list on this project, and this one here is just definitely one that I wouldn't mind even playing at a wedding. Like it's just like that, and I like the way it ends. I'll let you listen to it to find out how it ends. But yeah, this whole album really dives into a deep love, like almost like an old school love. It's definitely way more soul in R&B than like a hip hop R&B type of joint. Just think of a five-tracked ballads, because that's kind of what you're getting. But you're just able to see love from 5 different angles that hopefully allow you to reflect upon your own relationships, and hopefully see where you can grow, or even make sure you don't let go of those things. And this project is definitely an excellent showcase of the skill of Brail Watson as he did the songwriting, the production, the mixing, the mastering, playing many of the different instruments. The only real instrument I don't think, the only instrument I know in the production that he didn't play himself is the guitar, which he had someone come and play for him. But yeah, it's definitely a master work. Just 5 really great, heartfelt, and written tracks that I definitely recommend to anyone who loves soul music, because that's the closest thing I could really, like, genre-wise, I could refer it as, since R&B, contemporary R&B is definitely not like that. So think like Mariah ballads, or think like Jodeci ballads, or who else can I say? Think like a Jamie Foxx ballad even. Yeah. So that's my biased review, not fair shake review, because everybody knows he's my favorite artist, so therefore I can't really be extremely fair. But yeah, excellent project. Definitely a project for those who love love. And enjoy music that aren't necessarily super drum heavy, because there's not a lot of drums in this project. It's definitely piano voice based. The most you'll get is like some hand percussion on a couple of tracks. But yeah, highly recommend the project if you dig that kind of music. Yeah, much love, peace, praise.